'Cause up here it's breakneck, paycheck, rat race, what's next? I'm tired of feeling like a small fish in a big pond. I think I'll go back where I came from, where everybody knows my name. My friends are still the same. I guess the slow life hit me just right, like a bonfire on a cold night. Hell, and you can keep your 9 to 5. Happy with the simple life.
Good morning, y'all. How you doing? If you're returning, welcome back. If you're new, hey there. My name is Renee, and I was just filming a video, giving an update on my starters and obviously starting more seeds. And I got to thinking of the different methods I'm trying, and a lot of them are either free or low-cost methods, and I wanted to share them with you. I know sometimes, it's not in the budget to spend a bunch of money on seed starting stuff. So, being that I wanted to try different methods this year, y'all know a lot of this stuff, not just seed starting, but a lot of the stuff we're doing around the homestead is new to us this year. This is a year of learning. This is a year of trial and error. Just learning new things, trying them, seeing what works, seeing what doesn't. So, y'all know I'm trying different methods of starting seeds, from the winter sowing method in the milk jugs, to starting seeds in toilet paper rolls, different things that people have shared with me, or I've seen on Facebook, or seen on YouTube, or seen in magazines or something. I kind of wanted to share with you what I am trying, because not everything needs to be super expensive when you're starting seeds. You don't have to buy name brand supplies like these. Whoa, I just flung soil. These I bought at the Okie Homestead Expo from Jill at Whispering Willow Farm. They're really sturdy. These are not going to have plants for sale in them on the farm stand. These are just for us to use, but I thought it was a really good deal for some really sturdy 2.5-inch pots. But not everything has to cost a bunch. Like these pots here was Jill's collection. She did a collaboration with Bootstrap Farmer. She had 40 pots for $20. Bootstrap Farmer has 80 pots for $31.99, which is a little cheaper than what we paid cash at the Homesteading Expo. But when you factor in what you pay in shipping and handling, and then have to wait for it to be shipped to you, you're paying around the same probably. So I wanted to support Jill, and I was kind of digging these fall colors. They weren't the swirl ones like I was hoping, but she has those for sale on her website, I believe. And maybe I'll get more, but we're just trying different methods of seed starting this year to see what works. A lot of these things we have saved, or we have asked friends or family to save for us, like the winter sowing in the milk jug method. We were saving milk jugs, tea jugs, juice jugs. We were asking friends and family to do the same. When you're saving them, you just make sure they're rinsed out, make sure they're clean of any milk, tea, juice, whatever was in them. You can use the gallon jugs, or you can use the half-gallon jugs. I don't think you would have success using anything smaller than a half-gallon, but you can try. I just don't think you'll have success based off of what I've read in the videos I've watched. But what you do is you take your milk jugs, with the winter sowing method that I have outside. I'll leave the video to that link down below of when I did that. But you start cutting about 4 inches up from the bottom or something. You start cutting around, but you make sure that the top is still connected to the bottom with just a little slit that's not cut, because what you're going to do is you're going to fold that top over. You're going to put your soil in there, whatever you're using. You make sure it's watered. Oh, before I forget, make sure you drill 3 to 4 drain holes at the bottom for drainage. You put your soil in there, you plant your seeds, you flip your top back over, and I found more success by tucking the top part into the bottom part and then wrapping the duct tape around it. You make sure the screw top is off, because you need to allow natural water to get in there, whether it's rain or morning dew or snow, because that's what keeps your stuff watered. and then you set it out in a sunny spot and it creates its own little greenhouse. So that's one method I'm doing out there. I checked the other day. The only things I have germinated right now are cabbage. I think my kale has some stuff growing in it. And I want to say my basil. So those are the only three that I have germinating. Hopefully the rest will germinate. I know some seeds just take a long time to germinate and to start sprouting. So hopefully I have more, but that's the method we're using. And I'm seeing some success with it because I've got 3 things germinating. Another way to use the milk jug method is I just cut the bottom off completely, about 4 or 5 inches from the bottom. And then once again, don't forget your drain holes. I did with these, I have 3 jugs of these red onions and I forgot the drain holes, but they're growing and they seem to be doing good. But you cut your bottom off, you put your soil, your seeds, your water, and it's just another container to grow in. It's not individual cells, but some things, I'm hoping I can separate these red onions when I transplant them. So some things can be separated and repotted or transplanted, but that's another way to use milk jugs. I guess a third way to save things or have friends or family save things to save money is toilet paper rolls. I saw on Facebook or someone shared with me or something starting seeds in toilet paper rolls. And so I started saving toilet paper rolls. I didn't ask anyone to save them for me. I should have, but I just didn't. So we have some toilet paper rolls saved. And what I'm going to do is, some of my seeds are not recommended to start indoors, but I really do want to try to start them indoors to really get the plant started so I can have an earlier harvest. So I'm going to start some of those seeds that have sensitive roots, you know, the ones that are not recommended to start indoors. I'm going to start them indoors in these toilet paper rolls, because what you can do is when you're ready to transplant, theoretically or ideally, whatever the word would be to use, you just, you know, theoretically you just pick up the whole toilet paper roll and you put it in the dirt and then cover it up. That way, hopefully, you don't have to disturb the roots or anything like that. So, we're starting stuff in toilet paper rolls. And what you do is you just cut a little bit off of the roll itself, because it seemed pretty long, tall, I guess would be the word, when I just tucked in the bottom. So I cut a little off and then tucked it in. You make 4 slits, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you just fold everything over as if you were folding a box closed. And then you fill it with your soil. Now these here, I had put moist soil in, 3 hours ago. About 3 hours ago. So I'm really hoping that over the next couple weeks, these toilet paper rolls hold up through the waterings and things like that. I'm really hoping they hold up. If y'all have any success with starting things in toilet paper rolls or any tips or anything, please leave them down below in the comments. And I am keeping them in these little strawberry or produce baskets. I have asked friends and family to save these for me, and I've had a lot of people give me their little baskets. You know, you just ask friends and family to save something for you. If they're going to throw it away already, or if they're going to throw it away anyway, why not save it for you? They just possibly need to know to save it for you. I've had a lot of people save these for me. The original plan was to use them on the farm stand for cherry tomatoes or green beans or whatever we want to put on them. We can sell them on the farm stand. But until then, I'm going to use them. I can fit 4 toilet paper rolls, because I was worried that if I just stuck the toilet paper rolls in these 10-20 trays, that there would be too much friction, or I'd have to handle them, or they would just start falling apart. And I just figured it would be easier to keep them in this. So that is another method that you can try. This is my first time doing it. Hopefully I have success. If you have any experience with using toilet paper rolls to start seeds, let me know in the comments what your experience was. What else? not free, could be free, I don't know, if you have someone save you solo cups, or red Dixie cups, or whatever you call them. I always called them Dixie cups until like 12 years ago. Toby Keith had the song and they were called solo cups, but I always called them Dixie cups before that. Now I call them solo cups, and I always think of that song. But you can use these. Once again, make sure that you drill a hole to allow drainage. You know, these would be good for tomato plants. I hear tomato plants grow really fast and they kind of need a lot of room. That, and you want to keep kind of burying the stem. So maybe fill it up with dirt up to here, I guess, and then when it starts to grow, as it grows tall, you add more soil to help that stem really be strong. So it's either less costly or free if someone's saving you some solo cups. Let's see, one thing you can also do that I don't remember where I had seen this, but I have looked at the pricing for the plant labels or plant sticks, and sometimes the amount you get really isn't worth the price you're going to be paying for them. So I had seen somewhere and started doing it myself. Another use for milk jugs that you save or friends or family save is you can cut them up and make plant labels. You know, you take your permanent marker and you write what it is and you stick it right there up in the dirt and you have a plant label. So that's another use for the milk jugs or whatever plastic jug that you have. You can just go ahead and cut it, you know, cut a point on it and use it as a plant label. This is just something I'm doing. Not everyone has access to these. But these are cupcake or muffin trays that you see at the grocery store. My mom had given me these. These are 6-packs here, and she gave me one of a 12-pack. Once again, cut your drainage holes, or I'm sorry, drill your drainage holes. Whether you have a drill, or I've even heard some people use the gun part of a hot glue gun. It heats up, and you can just melt a hole into the plastic. Not with the glue itself, but the gun. But I'm using these. You know, you can use these to start, and then when they close over, when they, golly willikers, okay, when they close over, you know, hopefully it creates a little greenhouse thing going on. But I'm going to use these, you know, once again, we're going to have a farm stand this year. I'm going to put an herb bundle and maybe a basic start, basic vegetable start bundle, or a flower bundle, or a kid's garden bundle, you know, just basic stuff. I had looked on Botanical Interest on their website, and they have like collections is what they call them. And I had looked, and you know, I saw like a pollinator collection, or a basic vegetable collection, or a herb collection, or a kid's garden collection. So I thought that that would be something neat to sell in our farm stand. No matter what I'm using these for, you know, you can still possibly use these to start any seed you want. It is pretty high up, so whatever can grow that high before you really go to transplant it, you know, it's just another idea of something to use to start, you know, and then you got the 12-pack. But so that's all I can think of, either free or low cost of seed starting supplies. As far as like the 10-20 trays, I had bought these for $2 something at our local hardware store. You can get them cheaper on Amazon, I'm sure, but I'm kind of burned by Amazon, so probably won't be ordering anything from there for a good while. But instead of using these store-bought trays, maybe you could use any old cookie sheet you have that has lips up, you know, just something to catch any extra water that drips down from your starter containers. You could use cookie sheets, you can use casserole dishes. If you have like cheap like maybe the aluminum foil casserole dishes that you can buy from the Walmart or the Dollar Tree or wherever you can buy those aluminum baking dishes. Or maybe your thrift store has something super cheap, whether it's a cookie sheet or a casserole dish or, just something. Just trying to think outside the box, because not everything has to be totally costly. It doesn't take up a whole lot of money. Another thing is, you can get seeds from the Walmart or an actual seed company like Botanical Interest, Baker Creek, M.I. Gardner, Johnny Seeds. I hear M.I. Gardner's got some really good pricing on their seeds. But if you don't have access to all of that, you can go to your Dollar Tree or your Dollar General. They usually have seeds for $1. Now granted, these seed packets do not have as many seeds as you would find from a reputable seed company, but it's something to get started with. And they're not going to have a whole lot of variety as a reputable seed company would have either. But once again, it's something to get started with, something where you can start growing your own food or your own flowers or your own herbs. So that's another way to cut costs. I know there's seed swaps too. You might look into a seed swap, get some info on that. There may even be some companies that help you out, possibly. I don't know. It would be something to look into. I do know if you are on food assistance, like your SNAP card or if you're on governmental food assistance, like food stamps. That's what I'm trying to think of. I'm sorry. I am told food stamps, they consider this food. You can use your food stamp card to buy seeds. So that's another way, Once again, Dollar Tree, Dollar General, 4 packages for $1. Other than that, that's just what I'm doing. If y'all have any other ideas of things you can save or friends or family can save that can make something free or super cheap, let us know down in the comments. But I just wanted to share some of my ideas or some of what I'm doing with y'all, just so you know, it doesn't cost a fortune to start seeds. You might be in it for the soil. That's it. And maybe you have some really cool friends who will buy soil for you. I don't know. My parents gave us some peat moss to use in the garden. So sometimes, someone may just bless you with something. So just wanted to share all of that with y'all. I'm going to get back to filming my seed starter update, and I will see y'all in the next one. Bye.
Keep it 9 to 5. Happy with the simple life.